The feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. The number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant.
It's been a while since Uncle KC has been to Cracker Barrel. I don't want to sound elitist here, or as deacons at Woke United Methodist prefer to call it, privileged. But Uncle KC only eats good food. If I wanted to consume what I look at as the equivalent of dog food, I would just go with Purina. I damn sure wouldn't go with the Cracker Barrel brand. I know it's been a while since I have enjoyed the fine dining experience at Cracker Barrel, but I did not know that they started serving bullshit. I didn't know that they had started serving polished turds, because what Julie Massino told Mike Strahan a couple of months ago, that was some nicely polished turds. Oh, Mike, we've had nothing but positive feedback since we embraced the woke wiener. People are begging to taste the rainbow. The feedback's been great. July 31st. Shares of Cracker Barrel were trading for $62 a share. Now, sometime around mid to late August, Julie Massino made the exciting announcement that she had been baptized and born again in the woke faith. Instead of Cracker Barrel being the old country store, the dump was going to be another chapter of Woke United Methodist, proudly serving the shit sandwich and Rudy Poo pie. In the span of about 10 weeks, Cracker Barrel shares went from $62 a share to just under $40. Now, I am no expert in math, but that appears to be a decline of what? Just about 40%, which means Cracker Barrel has lost almost 40% of its value in less than 90 days. Like their predecessors in embracing wiener, Bud Light, I'm sure Cracker Barrel thought by now that the outrage would subside. I'm sure Julie Massino assumed that those old Southerners, they'll forgive and forget. They are commanded to forgive by Jesus. Oftentimes, people have a tendency to overlook the forget part of this equation. Cracker Barrel has been forgiven, but they have also been forgotten. Julie Massino made a mistake that's often difficult to come back from in any relationship. If you've got a strong marriage, if your marriage is based on a solid foundation, there are a lot of problems that you can work through together. Financial problems, family problems, mental health issues, substance abuse. According to some marriage counselors, a strong marriage could even overcome sexual infidelity. For example, husband's on a business trip, has too much to drink, and ends up having a one-night stand with Secretary Shamu. He might be sleeping in the backyard for a while, if he's even allowed on the property at all, but over time, the loving wife can forgive him, and after many years, she might be able to trust him again. But one thing that is often impossible to overcome: emotional infidelity. A months-long emotional affair that never crosses the line of being physical, but emotionally, mentally, the husband has checked out of the marriage. That is very difficult to overcome. In a way, Cracker Barrel committed emotional infidelity on their core customers. They neglected their primary customer base in order to appeal to blue-haired Blair and his emotional support animal, the masturbating bear. Julie Massino neglected the retired couple who eats breakfast at Cracker Barrel every morning. She rejected them to appeal to Wally Wanker and his husband Spanker. As is often the case with these woke rebrands, the only thing Cracker Barrel accomplished was the destruction of their own business, which is exactly what the woke fungus is designed to do: seek and destroy. Here we are, almost 3 months later, and Cracker Barrel has never recovered. Matter of fact, their business has went from almost nothing to nothing. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Casey_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. A couple of weeks ago, one of my channel members reached out to me and thanked me for linking him up with Sugar Mountain Trading. Woke up one Friday morning with some back pain and had to drive several hours to a friend's wedding. Applied some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading. 15 minutes later, back pain gone. My wife also deals with nagging back pain from time to time. We tried over-the-counter stuff, chiropractor, but none of that ever seems to work. Within 5-10 minutes of me applying CBD oil from Sugar Mountain Trading, my wife's pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. My wife keeps a small bottle of the oil in her purse at all times. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. But more importantly, all CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Headline at Newsweek: Cracker Barrel store traffic sank after logo rebrand. There is a Cracker Barrel right off the interstate, maybe 5-6 miles from my house. In the past, when we were coming home from church on Sunday mornings, Cracker Barrel would be packed. Parking lot would be full. There would be people standing outside waiting for their opportunity to eat something that almost resembles food. Since we have started covering this story here on the channel back in August, I have made it a point to pay attention to Cracker Barrel every time I drive by it, which is just about every day. And damn near every time I have driven by Cracker Barrel since mid-August, the place is empty. Apparently, this location is not the only one that's struggling. According to Newsweek, traffic at Cracker Barrel declined 5.3% a week after Julie Messina was baptized and born again. Well, Casey, that's to be expected. The outrage was severe. I'm sure things have settled down by now. Through the first 3 weeks of September, traffic at Cracker Barrel declined another 10%, but that's okay. Julie Messina received some great news the final week of September. During the week of September 22nd, traffic only declined 7%. We are so back! Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes! In the last week, Cracker Barrel has lost another 11% of its stock value. Things are not getting better. They're getting worse. To be honest with you, I was somewhat surprised by this. Remember a couple of years ago when Bud Light embraced Wiener? Remember when they collaborated with Bob Dylan Mulvaney and made that doofus commercial about March Madness? The outrage towards Bud Light, it was significantly worse than what we saw with Cracker Barrel. And the outrage with Bud Light, it lasted for months. We were still talking about Bud Light through the summer. With Cracker Barrel, it was a major story for a couple of weeks. To their credit, they tried to correct their mistake. They went back to the old logo. They stopped that doofus remodel. They came up with promotions where they were essentially giving away free meals, begging people to visit their dump. But for the most part, once we got into September, most of us had forgotten about Cracker Barrel. So why haven't they seen improvement? I mean, they apologize for their transgressions. They asked for forgiveness. They gave people exactly what they wanted, which was a return to normal. So why haven't things improved? Once you make the decision to embrace Wiener, once you decide to be baptized and born again in the woke faith, oftentimes there is no recovery. There's no coming back from that decision. Outside of the NFL, most of these organizations never recover. It has been 5 years since the NBA stood on the front lines to combat mythical racism. They've never recovered. It's been 2 or 3 years since Target was featuring Chad Thundercock modeling tuck-friendly bathing suits in the children's section. Target never recovered. Bud Light, CNN, MSNBC. Hell, the business is so bad at MSNBC, NBC no longer wants to be associated with them. The problem for Cracker Barrel, they were struggling before they embraced the woke fungus. Cracker Barrel has been struggling for years. When you're a struggling organization, the last thing, and I mean the last thing that you need to do is embrace the fungus. Yet for some reason, Cracker Barrel decided to embrace it. Why? Because they hired a woke PR firm that was based in the city of Rainbows. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, they actually listened to their advice. All they had to do was call Uncle KC. I could have given them advice for free and it would have taken less than 5 minutes. Don't do it. I know it's only been 3 months, but I don't know if Cracker Barrel will ever recover from this. Like the WNBA, the product isn't strong enough to overcome. But what do you think? Will Cracker Barrel recover? Will people eventually forget? Or have their habits already been broken? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.